Stop. The person who's destroying your confidence isn't your boss, isn't your family, isn't your enemies. It's the stranger you've been trying to impress your entire life. Every time you check if someone liked your post, every time you overthink a reply, every time you stay silent because you're afraid of being judged, you hand another piece of your freedom to someone else. Marcus Aurelius warned about this nearly 2,000 years ago. Because the moment your self-worth depends on another person's opinion, you become their prisoner. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why the strongest people on earth never chased approval and how you can completely free yourself from this invisible addiction. Have you ever noticed that some people walk into a room and instantly command respect? Not because they're louder, not because they're richer, not because they're more attractive, but because they don't seem to need anyone's approval. Now ask yourself something. Why does one negative comment ruin your entire day, while another person hears the same criticism, smiles, and keeps walking? Why do we constantly check if someone replied to our message, liked our photo, agreed with our opinion, or appreciated our work? Why does silence from someone feel like rejection? The answer isn't confidence. It's something much deeper. It's an addiction that almost everyone has, but very few people ever notice. The addiction to validation. And here's the painful truth. The more desperately you seek approval, the less people respect you. Think about it. Every time you change your opinion just to fit in, every time you stay silent because you're afraid of judgment, every time you say yes when your heart is screaming no, you're slowly teaching the world that your happiness depends on their opinion. And once people realize they control your emotions, they also begin to control your life. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than almost anyone. He wasn't just a philosopher. He was the most powerful man in the world, an emperor, a man who could command millions. Yet despite all his power, he constantly reminded himself of one uncomfortable truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Think about those words. He didn't say, you have power over people's opinions. He didn't say, you have power over how others see you. Because you don't. No matter how kind you are, someone will misunderstand you. No matter how successful you become, someone will envy you. No matter how much you sacrifice, someone will still criticize you. And if your peace depends on changing their minds, you will never know peace. This is where most people lose themselves. They spend years trying to become the version of themselves that everyone else wants. A better employee, a better friend, a better partner, a better son, a better daughter. Always performing, always proving, always chasing. But there's one question almost nobody asks. Who are you when nobody is watching? Because that's the person who truly matters. Not the version of you created for social media. Not the version that laughs at jokes you don't find funny. Not the version that apologizes for existing, the real you. The one hidden beneath years of seeking acceptance. The Stoics believed that freedom begins the moment you stop asking permission to be yourself. And that idea changes everything. Because the greatest prison isn't made of iron. It's made of other people's opinions. And most people never even realize they're trapped. Why do we crave validation so much? Because we were trained to. From the moment we were born, our brain began learning one dangerous lesson. Approval equals love. When you behaved well, you were praised. When you achieved something, you were rewarded. When you followed expectations, you were accepted. Slowly, without realizing it, your mind began connecting your worth to someone else's approval. As children, this helped us survive. But as adults, it quietly becomes our greatest weakness. Now think about your daily life. How many decisions are truly yours? How many clothes do you wear because you genuinely like them? How many opinions do you hide because you're afraid people won't agree? How many dreams have you abandoned simply because someone told you they were impossible? Most people never stop to ask these questions because they're too busy trying to be liked. And that's exactly where freedom disappears. Today, this addiction has become stronger than ever. Not because people changed, but because technology made validation available every second. One notification, one like, one comment, and your brain receives a tiny reward. For a brief moment, you feel important, you feel seen, you feel enough, but the feeling never lasts. So you check again, and again, and again. The Stoics would have recognized this immediately, not as confidence, but as dependence. Because if your mood changes every time someone approves or ignores you, then your emotions no longer belong to you. They belong to everyone else. Epictetus once taught, if you seek things outside yourself to make you happy, you become their servant. Those words are just as true today as they were 2,000 years ago. Because the moment your happiness depends on another person's opinion, you surrender the only thing that truly belongs to you, your peace. Now imagine two people, both receive criticism. The first person spends the entire night replaying those words in their mind, wondering, what did I do wrong? Why don't they like me? How can I make them accept me? The second person pauses, listens carefully, takes whatever truth exists in the criticism, and leaves the rest behind. Who is stronger, the one who needs everyone's approval, or the one who only needs honesty from themselves? Marcus Aurelius chose the second path. Every single day, he reminded himself that people would misunderstand him. Some would hate him, some would mock him, some would never appreciate his efforts. And yet, he continued doing what he believed was right, not because everyone agreed with him, but because his values were stronger than their opinions. That is real confidence, not believing everyone will love you, but knowing you don't need them to. There is something strange about human nature. The more you chase approval, the faster it runs away from you. Have you ever noticed? The people who desperately try to make everyone happy usually end up being respected the least. Why? Because people instinctively trust those who trust themselves. Think about someone you admire. It could be a great leader, a successful entrepreneur, or someone with quiet confidence. What makes them attractive? It isn't perfection. It isn't fame. It isn't money. It's certainty. They don't constantly look around, waiting for permission to speak. They don't apologize for every opinion. They don't change their personality just to fit into every room they enter. They know who they are. And that certainty creates respect. Now compare that to someone who constantly seeks validation. They agree with everyone. They avoid conflict at any cost. They say yes, even when they desperately want to say no. At first, people may call them kind, but over time, something changes. Others begin taking them for granted, not because they're bad people, but because they never create boundaries. Every time you ignore your own values to keep someone else happy, you send a silent message. My needs matter less than yours. Repeat that long enough, and eventually, other people start believing it too. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. He never tried to control how people judged him. Instead, he asked himself one simple question: am I acting according to reason and virtue? That was enough. Imagine how peaceful your life would become if every decision passed through that one question. Not, will they like me? Not, what will people think? Not, will this make everyone happy? But simply, is this the right thing to do? That single shift can completely change your life, because validation is temporary, character is permanent, approval disappears, integrity remains. The Stoics believed that every person carries two lives. The first is the life they actually live. The second is the life they perform for everyone else. Most people spend so much time protecting the second life that they completely lose the first. They smile when they're exhausted. They pretend to agree when their heart disagrees. They chase success that they don't even truly want, not because it fulfills them, but because it impresses other people. And one day, they wake up, surrounded by approval, but completely disconnected from themselves. That is one of the greatest tragedies of modern life, because nothing is more painful than becoming a stranger to your own soul. The Stoics warned us about this centuries ago. The question is, are we finally willing to listen? So, how do you actually stop seeking validation? The answer isn't becoming cold. It isn't pretending that you don't care. And it certainly isn't isolating yourself from the world. The Stoics never taught people to stop loving others. They taught people to stop depending on others. There is a huge difference. Because love gives you freedom, dependence takes it away. The first step is learning to become your own witness. Most people live as if someone is constantly watching them. They choose their clothes, their words, even their dreams, based on how they will be judged. But here's the truth. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to spend much time thinking about you. The fear of judgment exists mostly inside your own mind. Marcus Aurelius understood this. He wrote his thoughts in a private journal, not to impress anyone, not to build an audience, not to become famous. In fact, he never intended those writings to be published. He wrote them to become a better man. Imagine that. One of the greatest minds in history spent his life trying to impress only one person, himself. Now ask yourself, who are you trying to impress today? Your friends, your family, people you'll never meet, or strangers scrolling through social media? Because every moment spent performing for others is a moment stolen from becoming yourself. The second step is learning to say no. This sounds simple, but for people addicted to approval, it feels almost impossible. Every yes that betrays your own values comes at a hidden cost. You lose a little more confidence, a little more self-respect, a little more peace. Every single time. The Stoics believed that courage isn't always loud. Sometimes, courage is quietly saying no, without guilt, without explanation, without fear, because every time you protect your boundaries, you teach yourself something powerful. My time has value. My energy has value. My life has value, and people begin treating you the same way you treat yourself. Respect starts from within, not from outside applause. The third step, stop explaining yourself to everyone. Have you noticed how often people feel the need to justify every decision? Why they left a job, why they ended a relationship, why they chose a different path, why they changed their mind. But here's the truth. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Your life is not a courtroom. You don't have to defend every choice you make. If your decision is guided by wisdom, integrity, and your own values, that is enough. Epictetus once taught, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Read that again, because it might be one of the most freeing ideas ever written. The moment you're willing to let people misunderstand you, you become impossible to manipulate. Look around you. Never in human history have people been so connected, yet so desperate for approval. Today, a single photo can determine someone's mood. One comment can destroy an entire day. A stranger's opinion can create anxiety that lasts for weeks. Think about how strange that is. We hand complete strangers the power to decide whether we feel confident or insecure, whether we feel successful or like a failure. The Stoics would call this a dangerous mistake, because the moment your emotions become public property, your freedom disappears. Seneca understood this long before smartphones existed. He warned that the greatest obstacle to a peaceful life is living according to the expectations of other people. He believed that every person has two choices. You can spend your life trying to be admired, or you can spend your life trying to become admirable. Those two paths look similar in the beginning, but they lead to completely different lives. The first path creates constant anxiety. You become obsessed with appearances. You measure your value by compliments. You fear criticism. You chase attention. And eventually, you lose yourself. The second path creates inner peace. You stop asking, do they approve of me? And start asking, am I becoming a person I can respect? That single question changes everything, because admiration cannot be controlled. Character can. This is why the Stoics focused on virtue instead of reputation. Reputation lives inside someone else's mind. Character lives inside yours. One can disappear overnight. The other can never be taken away. Now think about your own life. How much time have you spent trying to look successful instead of becoming successful? Trying to appear confident instead of building confidence? Trying to impress people who don't even think about you? Most people are exhausted. Not because life is difficult, but because pretending is exhausting. Pretending to be happy, pretending to agree, pretending not to care. pretending to be someone they were never meant to become. The Stoics believed peace begins the moment pretending ends, because there is incredible power in becoming exactly who you are. Not louder, not more popular, not more accepted, just more authentic. And here's the strange part. The moment you stop chasing approval, people often begin respecting you more. Why? Because confidence is attractive. Certainty is attractive. Self-respect is attractive. But desperation never is. So, how do you finally break free from the need for approval? The Stoics believed freedom isn't found by changing the world around you. It's found by changing the relationship you have with yourself. And that transformation begins with small daily choices. The first practice: spend time alone. Not with your phone, not with music, not with distractions. Just you and your own thoughts. At first, silence feels uncomfortable, because when the noise disappears, you finally hear yourself. But over time, that silence becomes your greatest teacher. You stop needing constant attention, because you discover something far more valuable: your own company. The second practice: keep your promises to yourself. Every time you say, "I'll wake up early, I'll exercise, I'll read, I'll stay disciplined," and then you don't, your self-respect quietly disappears. Confidence isn't built by motivation. It's built by trust. And trust begins when your actions match your words. The third practice: accept criticism without accepting every opinion. Not every voice deserves a place inside your mind. Some criticism helps you grow. Some criticism only reflects another person's pain. Wisdom is learning the difference. Marcus Aurelius never tried to silence every critic. He simply refused to let them control his peace. The fourth practice: do good, even when nobody notices. The modern world teaches us, if nobody sees it, it doesn't matter. The Stoics believed the opposite. Your character is revealed by what you do when there is no audience. That is where integrity is born. That is where real confidence grows. And finally, the fifth practice: every night, ask yourself one question. Did I live according to my values today? Not, did people like me? Not, did I receive enough praise? Not, did everyone agree with me? Only this: was I honest? Was I courageous? Was I kind? Did I stay true to myself? Because if the answer is yes, then you've already succeeded, even if the entire world misunderstands you. This is the secret the Stoics discovered centuries ago. Self-respect will always be stronger than public approval. The moment you truly understand that, something inside you changes forever. You stop performing. You stop pretending. You stop chasing. And for the first time in your life, you begin living. Not for applause, not for acceptance, not for validation, but for truth. And there is no greater freedom than that. At the beginning of this video, I told you something that may have sounded uncomfortable. The person destroying your confidence isn't your boss, isn't your family, isn't your enemies. It's the stranger you've been trying to impress your entire life. Now, you understand why. Because every time you give another person the power to decide your worth, you give away a piece of your freedom. And freedom, once surrendered, is incredibly difficult to get back. Marcus Aurelius understood this. Despite ruling one of the greatest empires in history, he never measured his value by applause. He measured it by his character. Every night, he reflected on one thing: not, did everyone admire me? But, did I become a better man today? Imagine living like that. Imagine waking up every morning without worrying who likes you, who ignored your message, who criticized your decisions, who doubted your dreams. Imagine building a life where your peace cannot be stolen by another person's opinion. That is real power, because true confidence is silent. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't chase approval. It doesn't compete. It simply exists. The strongest people you'll ever meet rarely feel the need to prove anything. They don't argue with everyone. They don't explain every decision. They don't seek permission to become who they were meant to be. They simply live according to their values. And that is exactly what the Stoics wanted us to understand. Your reputation lives inside someone else's mind, but your character lives inside yours. Protect your character more than your reputation, because reputation changes, character remains. Years from now, nobody will remember how many people liked your posts, how many strangers approved of you, how many compliments you received. But you will remember. You'll remember whether you lived honestly, whether you had the courage to stand alone, whether you stayed true to yourself, even when the world disagreed. That is the legacy that matters. So from today, stop asking, do they like me? Start asking, do I respect myself? Because the answer to that one question will shape the rest of your life. Remember this: the moment you stop seeking validation, you stop living for other people, and finally, you begin living for yourself. Not with arrogance, not with ego, but with peace, with courage, with freedom. And once you've tasted that freedom, you'll never want to be controlled by another opinion again. If this message changed the way you think, subscribe to The Stoic Edge. Every week, we explore timeless Stoic wisdom to help you master your emotions, strengthen your character, and build a mind that nothing in this world can control. Until next time, guard your peace, master your mind, and remember, the strongest approval you'll ever receive is the respect you earn from yourself.